Hello and welcome back to Tip the Footy, the site that is more than just tips. Let's have a quick recap on yesterday's performance. It wasn't a very good day yesterday. So Mali versus the Ivory Coast that we had down as both teams to score. We suggested Zaha would score and he did. He scored at 4-1. But the actual both teams to score bet went down. Mali's inability to put the ball in the back of the net. I think Mali actually over the course of the game were the better side. So we may have got a bit lucky for the treble in terms of Ivory Coast picking up the win. So onto the treble. Ivory Coast did help us. Ghana, I think Ghana were really unlucky. I mean, they were 1-0 down for when Wabi Kazri came on. He seemed to change the game for Tunisia. I think that Ghana were definitely the better team leading up to that. When Tunisia took the lead, it looked a bit dodgy for a while there, and then a bizarre back header own goal put Ghana back into it, and unfortunately went out on penalties. There was a goalkeeper change in the 120th minute, which reminded me a bit of the Tim Krul change in the World Cup, bringing him on just to be there for penalties, which also looks at the Kepa Arrizabalaga problem when he didn't come off for Sarri in the League Cup against Man City. You know, could it have been a different thing if Willy Caballero had have gone in goal for that? It's an interesting point we should have to look at. If you have any thoughts on that, just pop them down in the comments below. And then Djurgården, I don't know what happened to them. That was a strange game. It took till just after the break to break the deadlock, and it was a well taken goal for Djurgården. They passed the ball well, and then they took the lead, but the lead only lasted 1 minute. They literally went straight up the other end. Eskilstuna went straight up the other end and equalised. So it wasn't the best performing day. Hopefully some of you took a bit of the advice with the Zaha bet, but unfortunately the main tips for the day were both beaten. So the games we're going to be focusing on today. Now, by the time this video goes out, the Rangers game hopefully will not have started or anything like that. There should still be some time. Rangers are playing St Joseph's in Gibraltar. Now, it's a bit of a tricky one, this. There's some levelers there. There's the heat, the pitch. There's a few things there. I mean, St Joseph's are not a strong Gibraltar team in terms of, they're not the Lincoln Red Imps, for instance. So Rangers should be too strong here, but because of the levelers, you know, you never know if you should be if Rangers are going to walk up and beat them 5-0, or end up being a bit of a tricky 1-0 win or a draw. It's a very difficult game to completely predict. I do think Rangers should be too strong though and should pick up a win. In terms of scorers, we're not sure on team news at the minute, but Alfredo Morelos, he's currently 11-4 to score first, and Defoe's 12-5 to score first with Bet365. I think either of those would probably have a shout. The next game is the Luxembourg champions Dudelange. They're playing Valletta of Malta in the Champions League. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff. Dudelange are actually quite a good side. Last season, you might remember them from their Europa League campaign. They actually got to the group stages, and they drew with Betis on the opening game 0-0 in Dudelange. They didn't get through. They finished bottom of the group, but they are quite a good side. And they had the group that consisted of AC Milan, Betis, and Olympiacos. So it was a difficult group. I fancy them to be far too strong for Valletta. In Wales, another 7 o'clock kickoff. We've got TNS against Fernon Kelly of Kosovo. Now there's an interesting stat here because Fernon Kelly have scored in 13 of the last 14 away games, and TNS have scored in 23 games straight. They last drew a blank against Cambrian and Cludac in a cup game, so that's quite interesting to see. So they both do score goals. There might be something in that. Celtic are away in Bosnia to play Sarajevo. Again, this could be a tricky game. It's just a bit early rounds of these European competitions. They can throw up a few shocks, a few surprises along the way, so it's always worth being low with stakes when it comes to these kind of games. But that's a 6:45 kickoff. Celtic probably should have a bit too much for them to. They should probably get over the line there. I think that they bring back even a 1-0 to back to Celtic, then I think that tie will be over. And the last game we're going to be looking at is Sudova versus Red Star Belgrade. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff. You may remember Red Star Belgrade in the Champions League last season. They were in the group stage with Liverpool, Napoli and PSG. Milan Pavkov scoring twice when they actually beat Liverpool in Red Star, in Belgrade. So I think on the balance of who the two teams are, I think Red Star are definitely going to be too strong for Sudova. So on to the tips for today. We're going with our bet of the day. We're going to go with TNS versus KF Fernon Kelly. We're going to go both teams to score there. The pitch may have a bit of an issue there, but we're going to go with that. That's 11-10 currently with William Hill and Betfred. Again, at time of recording, there could be other odds available for yourselves. And for our treble, we're going to go with Red Star Belgrade to win, Dudelange to win, and Celtic to win. And currently that's 2.83 to 1 with Betway. And we think they've got reasonable chances there of definitely coming in. So there you have it. That's our 9th of July tips. We hope you do enjoy being here, watching us every day. Please be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Get in down below. Let us know what you're on. Again, you can do this over on Twitter if you give us a follow there. There's the Facebook page and obviously the blog post that accompanies all of our videos on the website. We do really look forward to hearing what you guys are on and see if we can have any chats with each other in the comments section. Down below, if you just whack in whatever you're on today, it'll be interesting to see and we'll have a talk about it in the comments. Thank you very much. It's great to see you again. Take care.